Hello everybody, namaste. I want to say a big thank you to Pata and everyone in charge of this event for asking me to be here. It's a great honor, especially to talk about the tourism here in Nepal. That's something that's a big part of my mission. But to start the story, we have to go a long way back to 1980, where I can go on the center stage. All right. My story here in Nepal started a long time before I was born, in 1981. My father found himself on the wrong bus from India to Nepal. And when he arrived here, he decided to go trekking and traveling in the mountains. And on his adventures, he was absolutely fascinated by the Nepali porters and the trekking guides here. And through his fascination, he built a vision to start marathons and running and sports events here in Nepal. So in 1987, I believe, was the first Everest marathon, which is still running today. I'm not sure if you've heard of that. But my father started that in the 80s. He moved on to go on to organize a triathlon, a marathon here in Kathmandu, and some ultra marathons, 100-kilometer races in Annapurna and the Kaski region. And moving forward, when I was 10 years old, it was our first holiday here to Nepal. We came out to experience the race. This was in 2003. So during that time, I was just 10, and my sister was, I think, 6, and my brother a little bit older. My dad decided to take us trekking. So we flew into a place called Jomsom, which is in Mustang. And from there we began walking all the way back to Pokhara. And it was that journey, really, I think, that changed something within me. I pushed through the limits of what I thought I was capable of. I remember the final day of our trek was meant to be 35 minutes to a place called Nayapul. And from there was a bus all the way to Pokhara. But unfortunately for us at that time, there was still a little bit of political unrest. So the roads had all been dug up and all of the cars, buses and jeeps had been cancelled and stopped. So our only option was to walk, which took, I think, 17 hours, all taking in turns to carry my sister and push through to Pokhara. After this adventure here in Nepal, I kind of was back to school, learning how to write, learning how to read, and I could never really fit back into normal life. I'd been on such an incredible adventure. So it gave me a bit of a buzz, a bit of a motivation to come back. The second time we visited as a family, we went up to Everest to climb Kalapata. At this time I was just 14 years old. Again, it was another crazy adventure. But through all of the hard work and all of the walking, it really gave me a love for this country. Not just the mountains and the scenery, but the people. They really attached to me, and I felt more at home here than I did in England. So when going back to England, I made it a mission to always be here, to try and come back to Nepal. So for many, many years, I would work in England and I would come here. And it was always about how I can come back, how can I have more adventures and travel Nepal and see each corner of this country. And I came up with the idea this is a very, very short version of the story, but I came up with an idea to create content of my adventures here as a way to sustain myself. So I started off with no clue, just knowing that if I got going, something would happen. So I set off from Pokhara with a camera, and I walked to Muktinath in Mustang, filming my adventures and my journey along the way. Not really knowing what this would create. This was all really just, I guess, for fun and for enjoyment. But if we skip forward to today, I have managed to build a social media platform where I receive up to 20 million monthly viewers across all of my videos. Thank you. Through this endeavor, I guess I thought that a journey and an adventure like this wouldn't be anything without a vision. So until very recently, it's been fun. I've been invited to the most incredible places around this country. I've got to go to some amazing events, especially like this one. But my focus has turned into promoting tourism here. Nepal is not just mountains. I know we speak a lot about adventure tourism today, but there is so much more that this country offers with the cultural experiences and everything else in between. So my life here is really to promote that in making documentaries, in making videos. And it's been a great honor, it's been a great pleasure doing that. I feel like I have the Nepali community on my side during this adventure. And for that, I'm extremely grateful. I was actually supposed to put together a presentation for everyone here today. We don't have any pictures, unfortunately. But Suresh, where are you, Suresh? I believe you wanted me to do a bit of a question and answer session. Is that still something you want me to do? Is there anyone? I think I met a few of you out in Kutipur yesterday. Some of you this morning. A lot of you are in the travel industry. Perhaps maybe you have a few questions. Maybe there's something that you want to have an answer to. If so, please fire away wherever you are. Any questions? Sorry, yes, please, sir. Sorry, can you do that again?
Sorry, you've traveled a lot throughout Nepal.
Yes.
In your view, what are the hidden gems of Nepal that the world generally doesn't know about?
It's a very good question, thank you. Hidden gems are here, there, and everywhere in Nepal. It seems wherever you go, there's a different culture, especially on my travels throughout Lamjung and Gorkha regions of Nepal. Everywhere you go, each village will have its own way of cooking something. Each village will have its own language. Each village will have its own way of doing a particular ceremony. So I think in order to find the hidden gems in Nepal, you need to travel. You need to be an adventurer. I could go on to say that I love dal bhat and I love Nepali food. But I think the real hidden gems are there to be found, and that you must travel and adventure yourself to find them. Thank you. Is there anyone else who has a question at all that they would like to ask? Perhaps over here, Martin.
Hi, Jack. Love the presentation.
Thank you.
Without the pictures. Just lovely. It's from the heart, which makes it so much more special. As a fellow Brit, I'd love your advice.
Okay.
Asia is an amazing continent. In your opinion, what sets Nepal way apart from other great destinations within Asia?
What sets Nepal apart? I guess Nepal is very unique in itself. We have the flora, the fauna, the mountains. But Nepal wouldn't be anything without the people. And I think what sets Nepal apart, especially as a tourist destination, is the diversity of its culture. When you go to Thailand, you expect to see Thai culture, or Malaysia, you see Malaysian culture. In Nepal, you're not here to see Nepali culture. Nepali culture is a very blanket statement to say. You can see the Gurung culture, you can see the Tamang culture, you can see all the different cultures here, which are, in my experience, I have not discovered all of them yet. I've been places here where in the village I was staying, just on the other side, that village speaks a different language and they don't understand that village. So I guess what sets Nepal apart from the rest is its diversity in culture.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anybody else perhaps have any question at all? Over at the back. I hope I'm doing this right. I've never spoken in public before.
Hello everyone, namaste.
Namaste.
So Jack Dai, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes, sure.
What have you learned about life in Nepal?
What have I learned about life
In Nepal.
in Nepal? Quite a lot of things I've learned about life here in Nepal. I feel like this country has changed me as a person drastically. In Nepal specifically, I've learned to be more laid back. 15 minutes never means 15 minutes. We call it Nepali time, right? Here things are a little bit more slower paced. I've learned to be patient. I've learned to be resilient. I think in general, sitting and living with the Nepali people, I've learned a great deal, but a lot of that I probably can't see. But from who I was before to who I am today, I can confidently say that's down to the Nepali people. Any other takers? Over here, madam.
Hello.
Hello, namaste.
What is one misconception about Nepal that travelers should let go of?
One misconception people should let go of. It's a very, very good question. Misconception. You've got me there. You've stumped me a little bit. I guess the misconception, perhaps, I do see a lot of travelers coming here and feeling like maybe they've been ripped off or maybe they've been overcharged for something like that. And that's not a misconception, I think. That is a misconception. I think it's... You know what? I'm going to have a struggle answering that question, to be honest with you. I don't spend enough time with travelers to understand what their misconceptions are because I spend most of my time with the locals, so I could probably give you a very unbiased opinion on that. Sorry. Anyone else? So, madam over here.
Hari Om.
Sorry.
Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for your sharing. But as what you just mentioned is very amazing through just an experience for yourself with family and turn out to be someone who falling in love into the country and having, like you said, 20 million people watching your video is such a great way that people can understand more about Nepal. So I would like to ask, as a traveler, how can we do to support the destination if we like to do in any purpose of traveling?
How can you support the place? I think...
Thank you.
Thank you. I think there's one thing I've noticed during my travels across Nepal is the Nepali people really, really appreciate anybody who is enjoying, whether it's their temple, whether it's their village. I think as a traveler, what can you do to promote the tourism here is really just to enjoy it yourself. Take plenty of pictures, bring your friends. The Nepali people are very patriotic. They're very, very much behind their country. And if you do anything to promote that, if you do anything to appreciate that, it will pay down the line, if you know what I mean. Thank you. Sorry, over here.
Hari Om, namaste.
Namaste. Oh.
Here.
Hi, this is Meg Ale. By profession, I'm a rafter, river guide. So I'm just wondering, like, you've done all of these mountains and hills and culture, but have you done any multi-days expeditions in Nepal on the river? And so tell us about the best one you've done. Thanks.
I think you've got yourself a new customer because I have not been rafting.
All right, okay, I got you then. All right,
let's go rafting and
yeah, we'll meet. We go on the Karnali.
What can you tell me about the rafting here in Nepal, if you have a second?
Well, Nepal would be the world's best whitewater destination.
World's best.
World's best.
Okay. Thank you. I'm looking forward to rafting with you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. I think. Okay.
Hari Om, namaste.
Namaste, sir.
Yeah. It is a pleasure and glad to hear you are the second generation in Nepal in the tourism and you love Nepal. And how much you feel about the spiritual experience in Nepal? Basically, we are promoting spiritual tourism in Nepal. So we want to hear about your experience, tourism inside of this spiritual experience. How you connect and how you feel about the spirituality in Nepal.
Thank you. It's a very, very good question. I think Nepal as a destination in terms of spirituality is an amazing, it holds so much potential. Especially when you're talking about maybe being meditative and feeling spiritual. I think the best place in the world to get in touch with yourself is actually in the mountains and amongst the nature, which Nepal has so much of. So when you're talking about Nepal in terms of a spiritual tourism destination, I think the potential here is massive. I think it provides such an amazing backdrop in order to go into yourself, perhaps. And yeah, there's a lot of potential here. I got the very great pleasure of meeting would you say sadhu, guru? I met him in a cave in Mustang, who'd been there for, I think, 40 years without leaving the cave. And if anything spiritual was to be taken from that man, it was because of his location. And I think the location of Nepal, the geography of Nepal provides a really good backdrop, a really good potential for spirituality and tourism in that sector. Thank you. I think that's more or less it, unless we have any more questions. Over here, sir.
Hi, Jack. This is Arun. I operate a resort hotel. And my question is, since you have given the topic stating that Nepal through the eyes of the explorer, and you had climbed Everest at the age of 16, as you said. Kalapata, right. And since then, we talk about a lot of nature and culture and adventures here. Do you get to see that Nepal needs to do something about protecting, the landscape and other factors that belongs to Nepal? If you could highlight some of these points, even the industrialists, they should do something about this.
Yes, very good question there. Thank you very much. I feel like that's quite a sensitive topic, but it is one that we should speak about. I've had the great privilege of traveling all across rural Nepal. A lot of my time has been spent away from the tourist trails, away from Everest Base Camp Trek and Annapurna Base Camp Trek. I've spent a lot of time in rural Nepal. There's one thing that you brought up here is the environment and how you protect the environment. And sadly, it's very common to see plastic and waste and rubbish that is discarded into the nature. I'm not sure I'm the right person with the remedy for this problem, but certainly I'm aware of it, and I think there needs to be a lot of change, perhaps at a government level, on first-use plastics and the things that are available in the shops. If you go into the rural communities here in Nepal, you're seeing in the shops plastic, crisp packets, and just, I don't think there is enough awareness there. I don't think there's enough education at a younger level. These children, these men, they finish whatever it is they're eating, maybe it is chewing tobacco, and the plastic is thrown into the nature. That is definitely something I would love to see, an improvement towards some sort of legislation, maybe. Perhaps they can regulate the sales of these products in rural Nepal. But a very, very valid point, sir, and hopefully moving forward, Nepal has something to progress that and make sure there's not pollution and littering. Thank you. We'll take one more, just there. Sure. Last question over here.
Jack, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Bibu Thakur, and I had one question for you. I've seen your blogs and all. Is there a place you want to go in Nepal you haven't been to before?
Yes, many
places.
Many places.
The far western region of Nepal is unexplored. Many places. So if you're around, I would like to invite you in one of our exploration.
I would love to come. Far west Nepal is on my radar. It's somewhere that I would definitely love to travel.
Done. Hey guys, at the back, my team. Jack is on. All right. Thank you.
I would love to speak to you more about traveling to Western Nepal.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Lastly, I would just like to say thank you to all of you for giving me your time. मेरो नेपाली साथीहरू, सम्पूर्ण साथीहरू, हार्दिक नमस्कार. मैले यहाँ यो इभेन्टमा टुरिज्मको बारे अलिकति बुझ्न पायो. तपाईको विश्वास पाएर म एकदम खुसी छु. पछि चाहिँ केही टुरिज्म इभेन्ट आयो भने मलाई सम्पर्क गर्नु होला. म चाहिँ प्रोफेसनल होइन तर मनबाट प्रयास गर्छु जहिले नि. So thank you so much. Goodbye.